The notorious POV is back on the broadcast as we head into wrapping up our second last week before Super Week. Can Immortals save their season? Can Cloud9 continue to turn their season around? Find out today on LCS Recap. If you want to be kept up to date on everything LCS, be sure to sub and like the video. Now without further ado, let's hop right into game number 1. Two teams who have faced many struggles the last few weeks face off in the first game. NRG, while they did snap their losing streak on day 1, still find themselves in the middle of the pack and facing a lower seed. So they're hoping they can dismantle Immortals, who themselves, while they've been looking competitive, have failed to convert those games into wins. Renekton has returned to the LCS after his recent buffs, and NRG came out with the first Vayne top this season, looking to shut down the Croc. You know your own solo queue games where you're chilling in lane and your mid laner randomly dies? Yeah, Palafox in this moment is that mid laner, getting caught out by IMT's bot lane. We saw a couple back and forth kills early on, but by the time the 20-minute mark hit, we saw a relatively even game with Immortals having a slight gold lead and looking to extend their lead. And extend they would, as they not only took Baron, but pushed down the lanes and claimed 2 inhib towers and an inhib. Now at this point, the game was over for NRG with no way back in. Unless you have El Contracto flash steal the Baron. While they wouldn't be able to claim any inhibs with the buff, they did stabilize the game, forcing a 3-3 split on Dragons and claiming the next Baron. With Soul claimed, this propelled NRG into winning the final teamfight of the game and taking down the Nexus. NRG have a very much needed bounce back week as they go 2-0, while IM2 go 0-2 and potentially eliminated from playoffs. Arguably the most important match of the split thus far. Two teams who at this point are tied for first at 7-3. Flyquest is looking to come out swinging after being effectively dismantled by Cloud9 and hoping that they can get back on track. 100 Thieves were a team who were mostly ranked about 4th or 5th in power rankings before the season, but over the last few weeks, they've shown that they have the potential to not only make a playoff run, but hoist the trophy in the end. We see an extremely aggressive matchup top lane with a Renekton versus Olaf, two champions who just want to brawl 24/7. Early game was River's playhouse as he assisted in killing both Masu and Whippo, giving 100 Thieves the early lead. To turn the tide, we saw Jensen narrowly escape a gank while bringing Sniper down with him, giving Flyquest the gold lead. The veteran experience was front and center in the mid game, as Flyquest not only won skirmishes, but took towers and stopped 100 Thieves from getting to Soul Point. A team fight at Baron would turn this game from decently close to a complete stomp, farming 100 Thieves in fights, taking Baron and sieging the base. 100 Thieves tries they made to defend their base would fall to the wallets of Flyquest and relinquish first place to Flyquest heading into Super Week. A match to stay in the playoff picture. Two teams sitting at 4-6 fighting for their lives. Shopify showed yesterday that they're not just a team that only has upsets. They can beat the teams around them as well. Dignitas, despite the 2-0 week, has struggled heavily throughout the entire split, and hoping for a good finish to have a chance to prove their worth in playoffs. Smolder has become a staple for Tomo, bringing it out yet again versus the Lucian Nami of Shopify. To say it was a passive early game would be an understatement, as the first kills didn't come until this 17-minute mark, as we saw a bot dive wipe out both XU and Dove. But not to be outdone, Dove got revenge on Boogie for the dive and takes him down in his own jungle. Heading into the Baron fight, Shopify was cruising along with 3 dragons and a decent gold lead and looking to end the game before Smolder got his required stacks. From the Baron fight forward, the entire game became a shooting range, with both teams taking turns killing each other. Both mid laners were the star of the show, pulling off amazing play after amazing play. However, at 36 minutes, a pick onto Insanity would open the door for Dignitas and secure Baron and prepare the Soul fight to come. After a lot of warding and positioning wars, Dignitas would secure not only the Cloud Soul but 4 total Cloud Dragons for maximum speed. At 43 minutes, the game was as even as it could be and being set up for one final team fight. Dignitas would wipe Shopify off the map, giving Tomo yet another win on Smolder and putting them into a great position to fight for that 6th and final playoff spot. For our final match of the day, we have two teams with a storied history, including a TL win earlier in the season. Berserker chooses today to be his first Smolder game, while Yon matches the late game scaling with some of his own on Senna. Sparks were flying early in this contest with kills both top and bot, leading to a quick 3 grubs for Team Liquid to keep the game even. While Cloud9 capitalized on early kills, Team Liquid were winning the objective game and claiming not only the first 6 grubs, but also the first dragon and first tower. Once the 3rd dragon spawned, Team Liquid would kill it fast, but be punished for it by losing 3 members and only killing 2 of Cloud9, equalizing the play. The action in this game never slept, as shortly after the dragon, despite being ahead in objectives, Cloud9 would take a 2k gold lead thanks to their extra power and CS advantage. Getting scooped in by JoJo and executed Baron spelled a free Baron for Cloud9, which would be the case if Team Liquid and specifically APA and Yon didn't take out 2 key members of Cloud9, stopping the Baron. Now they say lightning can't strike twice in the same place. Well, tell that to Team Liquid, who not only stopped the Baron, but the general, the savior, steals Baron. Team Liquid take down 2 Cloud9 members and kills Dragon, giving them the sole point at 25 minutes. Just as a cherry on top, Fudge gets caught out top lane, stopping the lane pushing that would stall out the TL Baron push. Now, let's not pick on Fudge too much, because APA also exists, and he would also get caught out. Jax would eventually use the fact that Fudge can never 1v1 him to solo claim the inhib while his team secures Baron. Afterwards, Team Liquid would wipe most of Cloud9 off the map, killing 3. Followed right after with Team Liquid losing 3, and Cloud9 claiming Dragon to even it up at 3 apiece. With both teams deep in the late game, TL would use their Baron buff to open up all 3 inhibs and push down and win. Except for Cloud9 pulling off a great engage versus TL when Jax was topside, resulting in every single TL member being put 6 feet under. Cloud9 push down mid, they take the Nexus and claim their first 2-0 week. TL drops down to 5 and 6 in the melting pot for the playoff race. Despite being held in a Fight Club cage, this was an amazing week of LCS, and I am so glad we're back. If you like the content and you want to see more, be sure to subscribe. It really helps out the channel. And let me know down below which teams you think will be making playoffs. Thank you again, and I will see you next week for Super Week.